Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about the fact that the NBA is hucking up too many three-pointers and what we can do about it. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So, Rob, the NBA ratings are down. Everybody's complaining about the product, and their first complaint is there's too many threes. Defense also, not enough defense during the regular season. And they're chucking up like 53s a game, each team, which is a lot. So that's really all it seems to be. So the question is, how can we cut down on the threes? And I have three theories. Two were mine, and one was my brother's. And by the way, this is one of my older brothers. And Rob and I met in high school, but he was friends with my brother because they're in the same grade. Rob was a grade ahead of me, and that's this particular brother. They were friends in seventh grade. So my first theory, which I agree is not practical, because you'd have to knock out some expensive seats on the side, is to make the court wider. They'd have to make it wider by 3 feet each way, so 6 feet total. Because right now on the side it's 22 feet. And I want to make it 25 all the way around for the 3-point shot. So it's harder, so they're less likely to take the shot. But you'd have to lose at least one row of seats there.
Yeah, expensive seats, which cost like $1,000.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to change. You wouldn't have to take out like permanent seats, because those are chairs that are in front there.
Right, they're not
So I don't
permanent.
think it would take much renovation, and you don't have to do it in the NBA. You don't have to do it for every basketball court in the world. So it's not totally impractical, but I think because of the dollar bills, it might not happen. But if you did that, then you could make the whole 3-point shot 25 feet all the way around even, and it'd be harder to make the shot, and people would take less of them. And I know it's impractical, so don't say, hey, whatever, but it is a possibility. It is a possibility. It's just very unlikely to happen. All right, that's idea number one, Rob. Idea number two is to start calling the game like it's supposed to be called, and that has to do with traveling and palming, carrying the ball, and step back traveling, all sorts of traveling that takes place that helps the offensive players set up their 3-point shots, because they have a big advantage on the defender because they're able to separate themselves from the defender and get a semi-open or open 3 shot. That's idea number two. Idea number three is my brother's. He says, well, if they start calling the moving screens and moving picks like they're supposed to be called, again, more 3-point shots would not get open for them to take, and it would cut down on the number of threes. All right, so Rob, so those are the three ideas I have. The first two are mine. The next one's my brother's. And what do you think of the three ideas, Rob? And do you have a fourth idea? Because I can't think of anything else.
No, the two that your brother, those make sense. Those make more sense because I mean, especially with the palming and the step back three and the Euro step, which is a freaking travel.
Yeah, I don't think the Euro step sets up threes. It does give the offense an advantage.
No, but if you're going to call everything. If you're going to call everything and with like you're supposed to, get rid of that Euro step and like you said with the palming and the setting of the screens, they don't even set the screens correctly. They're moving. And the guy's trying to set the screen and the guy's coming towards it and he takes one more step over to block the person and to free up a three. I'm like, no, that's a foul. It's a moving screens, offensive foul. Call it, but they don't do that.
And that's what my brother said. Yeah. He said they don't do that, and they're not calling palming and carrying, and so that person can do a crossover or any kind of dribble and step to the side and carry the ball to get over there, and suddenly the defender's over here and they're over here, and their 3-point shot is open, so they're going to take it.
I mean, I've seen where they stopped. I've seen where they stopped a little bit ahead of the 3-point line, look down, oh, I'm not there yet, and take a step back and then shoot it. Look, that's a travel. You've already picked up your dribble. That's a travel.
Yeah, and James Harden did a step back three, and they showed this on, pardon the interruption. He literally, not exaggerating, 5 full steps. You're supposed to take like 2.5 at the most. Get away with 3 nowadays. And the ref didn't call it.
Yeah.
And that happens on step back threes. Maybe not 5 steps, but 4 steps.
Right.
Oftentimes they don't call that. So the point my brother and I are making is and Rob's making is if they call the game like the rules say, the offense won't have such an advantage, and they will set up fewer open and semi-open 3-point shots. So they'll take fewer 3-point shots, which makes sense. But I don't have any other ideas on how to cut down on the threes, Rob.
I don't know that, and even the coaching. I mean, I saw, like you said, I see games where they like you said, they average 53s, but I'm like, I mean, I guess they're playing the percentages, but to me, I'm like, no. I mean, they'll come down, and like with the fast break, usually like we do a 3-on-2 fast break, you're going for a layup. The players coming down on a 3-on-2, the players in front, they fan out to the 3-point line instead of cutting to the basket for a 2-point layup, which is like, if we did that back in the day, the coach would be like, what are you doing? Go to the basket for a layup.
I mean, I've heard other suggestions about actually adding a 4-point shot that's really far back, or making that 4 and that regular basket 3 or something. But I don't think that really solves the problem.
No, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmicky thing, It's not going to solve the. You're right. Going to solve the problems.
I mean, it would help the NBA in general if they called the game better, because the offense has too much of an advantage, especially in the regular season when they play less defense. And so I think people would enjoy the game more if there was fewer 3-point shots and a little bit more defense. And one way to do that is stop giving the offense the advantage by calling the game the way the rules say.
And
it's gotten so bad with the palming, Rob. I watch 10-year-olds do it now.
And you got 7-foot people shooting 3-pointers. I mean, Nate Thurman and Wes Unseld and all these, they're all rolling over in their graves like, wait a minute, how come they're shooting 3-pointers? They got a 3-point shot now? Get your big butt inside and post up and score. What are you doing?
Right.
Stop and shooting 3-pointers. What is that?
Well, some of them are very good at it, so that's why they step out there instead of being in the post. Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, get your butt inside.
I mean, you've got I don't know if he's the tallest player in the league right now, but Victor Wembanyama, he's 7'3.5", and he takes 3-point shots, and he's pretty good at it too. So
Porzingis, that's his thing. He doesn't post up at all. He's shooting threes.
Right. So everybody's taking threes is the problem. Nobody wants to do a post up move, and nobody wants to do the sky hook.
I guess Mark, I could say I'm just jealous because when I played college basketball, when I graduated, the year after I graduated, they put in the 3-point line. I'm like, oh, now you put the 3-point line in when I graduate. So I would have averaged 4 points a game instead of 3 points a game.
Well, that happened to Pete Maravich too, Rob. They put in the 3-point shot and then he got injured and ended his career. And it turned out he ended his career with a .667 shooting percentage on 3-point shots because he only took 15 of them. He hit 10.
He was phenomenal.
Just imagine what he would have hit. And, of course, it wouldn't be that percentage, but it would have been higher than anybody else in that era.
Oh yeah, he was phenomenal. I got to see him play live. He was from. Oh.
But it's kind of silly, Rob, because if it's worth 3 points, it should be 1.5 times harder than a 2-point shot. But they're shooting at 40% clip right now, so it's not. It's not 1.5 times harder. It doesn't make any sense for it to be 3 points and 2 points, which is why you have to make the shot harder, and that's why I like making it.
What about? I mean, if not the 4-point, just move it back a little further. Then
well, it doesn't do any good. Then they're going to emphasize the corner a lot because it's only 22.6 right now. It's 23.9 where it's circular.
Right. So you're suggesting expanding. Yeah.
That's why you got to knock out the luxury seats and widen the court by 6 feet, 3 feet on each side. And then when you do that, the offense got more of an advantage though now defensively because the whole court's going to be wider, the whole full length of the court. That's the only problem with that theory. It's going to get the offense.
Mark. I might have to go with that. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it might
make sense.
It might work. 25 feet is definitely hard. 25 feet all around. A lot of the shots from the corner were 22.
Make it all even. Yeah.
Is a decent amount of distance for. They can still make the shot, but the percentage is going to go down.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my take, and I'm sticking to it.
There you go.
So stop it with the 3-point shots. Like take some 2-point shots.
Don't stop. I mean, don't stop it, but I mean, at least try to modify it. I mean, because they're not going to stop it. It's just people now are so into it with Steph Curry. It's not going to go away. So just
No,
Make
it's
some
exciting.
adjustments.
It's just that it's just too many now. It
Make
takes
some
away from the
adjustments.
excitement of it. If it's happening all the time, you just take it for granted.
Yeah.
So that's why the logo threes are exciting, because they're a lot farther back, but they're only worth 3. So, anyways, let us know what you think down below. I'm open for other suggestions. Those are the only ones I could think of and that Rob could think of. So that's what we got right now. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. And if you want to join us for the live show, it's every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern time, except for major holidays. And you can call them for that show, so it's pretty cool. If you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.